Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, it's 39 degrees here. Sun shining. Got my coffee. Says I love fall, but I think I'm having to have to get a winter cup that says I love winter. But I don't think the first day of winter isn't until I think the 21st of December, or is it November? I'll have to look that up. You'll have to remind me of that because I don't really remember. Well, today is Monday. It is another week already. And this week's going to be even better than last week and the week before and the week before and the week before because we are still here. And you're looking good, I must say. Look at you. Oh, wait a minute. Straighten your hair up right here. Okay, that's it. You got it. Oh, my. Daniel, dear, is your head cold? I bet you have a very warm apartment. Do all of y'all have a very warm place to be? Sit and crochet or sit and read, drink your coffee, watch your videos like I do. I said last night, I think after I talked to y'all yesterday, I watched Jan Carruthers for a while. She was going through her storage building of all her crochet beautiful things she has for sale on Etsy. But you know, here in America, it costs a lot to have anything we can buy there sent here. Yeah, but she does have some beautiful things. And she's pretty prolific, too. So if y'all haven't checked her out, you need to. And, yes, I enjoy watching her because I feel like I'm her. We're the same age, and I grew up in the same era, like a lot of you guys are. You know, we're all sort of in this little big world together, just seeing what happens next, right? Yes, seeing what's happened next. So everyone's been fed this morning, and I'm going to enjoy my coffee and talk to y'all this morning. And today, first thing I'm going to do is get to our to your comments. Oh, the sun sure is pretty, but it is a little chilly. There's no breeze, any wind or anything to make it colder than it is. I don't know what the barometer is. 64%. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh my, scat. Ooh, burr. Yeah, I had a sweater on a few minutes ago, and I may have to put it back on. I had it home. Do you ever do that? Excuse me. Where you get in the house, and you're piddling around, straightening up things, or, making your coffee or whatever, and you get cold, and you put your sweater on, and then the next minute you're hot, and you're taking your sweater off. Well, now that I've stopped moving and I'm just sitting, I feel like I need my sweater back. The terrors of living. Keeping warm, but it's easier to stay warm than to be really, 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 really hot. I don't know, if you get bone cold, that's pretty cold. No, I used to not really remember what stone cold was. But one time when I was out hunting squirrels, I don't know how old I was, very old. And I decided I would sit down. I was out in the woods. It was a beautiful day. It was cool. Squirrel hunting season, and I'm sitting out there camouflaged in my, at that time, we didn't really have camouflage. We had whatever we had, right, to wear. And I was sitting out there just watching the trees, waiting for the squirrels to get up. And all of a sudden, I started getting colder and colder. So, and you know what I was doing? I was sitting on this big old rock. It was perfect to sit on, just perfect. But my daddy always told me you need to put leaves on a rock or something on a rock if you're going to sit in the rock in the cools of the winter. You know, you can't sleep on a rock either. Not unless it's real flat rock. And there's some flat rocks here in Arkansas. But rocks, the nature of what it is, the rock, will absorb all the heat out of your body. Or maybe it's the other way around. It transfers all the cold from the rock into your body. And that day, I got so cold that my feet hurt. I was just a kid. You know, you're a kid when you really don't get hot and you really don't get cold. You just go and do and don't even think about it, you know. But I can remember that was pretty cold. And I'd sit there too long watching the leaves fall and just watching everything. Just everything. And it was really, really bone cold. But that memory registers with me anytime I get bone cold. When I first moved up to my little place in the hills, I had a little space heater. And several windows were busted out, and I had put not carpet, but just curtains and towels, whatever I could, up in the windows to block the cold air because it was so cold. And the cabin, or the little house, sat on a hill like this, and then this was the valley. Well, the wind would come from the north, and it'd go down this valley, and it'd come up and just go right underneath my house, which was on sort of like stilts, you know. Oh, you talk about cold. I couldn't get warm. Oh my goodness. It was a cold first winter up there. And I thought, have I made a mistake? Am I going to freeze like a popsicle? But I got used to how to live up there and how to survive. But yeah, anytime I get stone cold, I think of that big old rock I sit there and that lucky squirrel that I didn't see because I couldn't hardly walk. Couldn't hardly walk. I wonder how cold y'all been in your lives, huh? I'm sure you have. I know my daddy told me during World War II, he was over there for many years. And he says, that was cold. On that bare ground all the time, you know. It's cold. Oh, let's get started. Let's not reminisce right now. Let's talk about what we got in our comments today. I'm going to start with the most current comment today. And, it's Joybird. Hi, Joybird. How you doing, girl? You cool where you are? I forget where you are. No, I hadn't put my map up yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to put labels on that map. Anyway, Joybird says, I'm quoting you, G. And today from Joybird, we're quoting. She says today, enjoy looking at the blanket you're making. All kinds of nice stuff on it. Your colors are wonderful. Well, thank you, dear. Thank you, dear. Yes, this is my little, who knows what I'm going to do. Just keep adding and adding. What I did need to do, I want to put the kitty cat on there, have her sitting on there, looking at a bird. Then maybe I can make a little house with a little door and a little chimney. The sky's the limit when you just can do whatever you want. You know, just whatever you want. Hope you're doing well, staying warm. No aches and pains to keep you down. Just keep going. Enjoy the moment. Cuddle up and get warm until everything stops hurting, if it's possible. Get your coffee. think sweet, sweet thoughts. And we're here another day. Mm. We're here another day. And thank you, thank you, thank you, Jesus. Okay, let's who's next. Let's see. Here's Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie. Says, we didn't have a store bought bread, but I knew what the reference was. I knew you would. I knew you would. Yeah, Mama made biscuits and cornbread, didn't she? Yeah, we ate a lot of biscuits and cornbread. Fried cornbread, too. And pancakes. Because if you had flour and you had an egg, and Mama always put vanilla or what was it? Some kind of walnut flavoring. Yeah, if we didn't have any syrup, she'd make homemade walnut syrup out of sugar and water. That's if she had the walnut flavor. You know how it was. You know how it was. Yes, we were really appreciating what we had, didn't we? I have to make some fingerless gloves before I start my shows next year. My boho vest is in the color Happy. You told me that before and I forgot. That's right, Happy. Oh, that's right. It gives me great pleasure to watch your videos. I'm just a lonely old woman, and you are great company for me. May God keep and hold you in the palms of his hands till we talk again. Will one beautiful old lady to another? Yes. Yes, if you weren't out there, who would I talk to? If you guys were not watching my videos. Of course, I guess they'd go out there in nowhere's land, and I'm just very, very blessed that you all are in my life. You may not think that you're important, but you are. And you're special, too. Yes, we all are lonely. Yes, we are. Sometimes I get lonely, I just want to cry. And then I get a book to read or something. Sometimes I do cry, but not as often as I used to. But it does get, I don't know if I just have waves. It's usually when I do not feel good is when I usually crawl into myself and feel very lonely, you know. But yes. It would be nice if I had a car, could, get in the car and drive around, go to the malls or somewhere. But then I couldn't walk around. But I am, if it would warm up just a tad. Now, I have an excuse every day not to ride that hover round up to the grocery store. It's about 4 blocks away. I have this terrible fear, though, of getting on it and not being able to get back home. That's my fear. So I just stay in my apartment. I've got to do some order. Well, anyway, yes, we're not all in the same boat, as Butterfly said. Some of us just got different kinds of boats. That was very clever, I thought. Yeah, the fingerless gloves, Bonnie, I'm making right now. I made the first one, and I made them in black, and let's see. This one is, it's just, I had the little ribbing around the bottom, and then I decided where I wanted the hole. These were very simple to make. I just made the pattern up, but there's so many great patterns. And then I just put the lacy wave around the top of them. See? I put 2 rows. You can't see with black, but it's 2 little rows of little fans. But I like the stitch. This is I think this is half double crochet stitches. And then you can embroidery flowers on them if you want to. Pretty flower, or just sew on a little crochet flower, or just border it with white or red or whatever. But I find them very warm, even if I'm crocheting and my arms get cold in the winter. I can put this on, but I can still crochet. But I really like this This is the one that I like, the one that I made up on this one. Now these others that I'm making, I'm trying to use the whole spool of black, skein of black. And these are just simple, simple, simple. And they just, you know, I start out, I think, 31 stitches. And then I just picked up the back stitch and I used a single crochet on this one. And then every time I did the back stitch, well, it created this kind of look, as you know. And then when I put it together, you can tell, black is hard to see on that camera, right there. All right, so then I just slip it on. Of course, this one's haven't got all of the threads, loose ends done. But this one is really more durable. Well, I guess they're both pretty durable. But this one's longer. And so, if this would be good if you could put rhinestones or beads or stitches or stars on it. Blue stars in the sky would be pretty. And that'd be a nice present. But these are so easy to make. Just real easy. But I do 31 stitches, and then I do 12 rows. 12 rows of double crochet, or this is single crochet, and the other one was half double crochet. And that's the second pair I made that I can show you. I've got some in bags in there with different colors. I'm going to make purple today, I think, for a while. And then this one here, this was for a tinier, smaller hand, for a young teenager or a young little girl or something. And this was also 31. But I used, I think this one, this one's double crochet, single, as you can tell, double crochet catching the back. And I don't think there was 10 rows and 12 rows in this. So it really wasn't a square. I made it longer so it's a rectangle. And let's see, I don't know if it may be too small for me, but let's see. Yeah, it is. Yeah. But anyway, the little thumb's right here. And how I made it, I just, like you would make one. You just start crocheting on it and zip, 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 zip until it gets wide enough to wrap around how big your hand that you're making it for. But this was sort of cute because it's for a little girl or a teenager. It's got the little hand right there. And again, you can put rhinestones, you can put skulls on it, whatever. Applique, or nothing at all, just leave them black, and then people can put on their own little jewels. Those little tiny jewels, like we use for marking stitches on our projects. They use them to decorate their mittens, or they make wristbands like this, where you just make, like 10 stitches and and you make these little wristbands, and then you attach things to them, whatever you want. So anyway, that's 3 pair right there that I've got out that you could see. And the purple, I put it here somewhere. This is the ones I'm going to work on today, purple. I think purple would be pretty. Be pretty with a scarf or a matching hat, wouldn't it? Little hat. Yeah. But these are, and you can always make 2 or 3 pair for somebody because you lose one. you know, then you throw them away and make you some more. But they sell real well, I would think. I would think they would. But anyway, that's what I'm doing this morning. And then Meals on Wheels is coming. And I'm going to make a call, check on Gigi, and see how she's doing. And I wanted to say, Susan, I hope you're doing well. It's good to hear from you. And yes, they're going to be paying a while until you get over all the healing. Your body's got to heal after a surgery, as we all know. As we all know. Well, thank you, Bonnie. And let's see if we have any more. I think that's the ones I haven't have responded to. Let's see. Yeah, I think I've responded to everything. I thought Susan had wrote. Where hers is. Huh. Well, thank you so much for writing me and leaving me comments. Because it's always a lot of fun to talk to you and see what. And I'm going to look up that happy yarn. I bet that is pretty. You did tell me about that color before, Bonnie, and I hadn't. I remember looking it up, but you know, I just don't remember things sometimes. It just don't stay where it needs to be in my mind. But I think the purple will be a good color. And one thing about making these little fingerless gloves is you can get so creative if you really want to. And then you can stay so basic that person could have 4 or 5 pair. And if you sell them, you have them all different colors like red or purple or black and white. I mean, that could be a whole season. I mean, a whole season's worth of mittens on a, you know, when it gets chilly. And then if you made a colored hat that had all the different colors in it, that would be pretty too. You know, I'm going to get my tangled up here somewhere. What am I doing here? Oh my, it's just the way it is, isn't it? Okay, here we go. I didn't know if y'all had seen or not the logo that Gigi had designed for me. I'm putting on my videos until she's made 3 that I just really love. But I'm starting with this one. I'm going to use this one for a while. The one with the spiral and what you're grateful for, and very pretty. I thought. I said yes. I think that would be nice. That would be nice. And then, did y'all see the little widgets and the wadgets and the tweedly dees and tweedly dumps? That was really a fun video to make last night. I've never crocheted one of those little books, but I have seen people really get creative at making those little. They make granny squares, and then they tack them all together, and then they put all kinds of crocheted figures on it and stuff. Your little storybook. You make a little house, little dog, and or you just make it where they just fidget around, you know. I find myself, though, the older I get, and you know, even as a child, I love touching things like materials. Oh my gosh, you put a bunch of, Mama would sew. She was a seamstress. And when she sewed our clothes and all, and she always had material around, and we would play in that material, you know, that would be different locations, and watch her sew. Or, you know, she taught us how to make our panties when I think we were 7 or 8 years old. We were making our own panties, me and my sister. And so we learned to use a sewing machine. I made, remember Jackie Kennedy's blue dress, or a blue dress? She had the pillbox hat and everything. I made me a suit like that. I did. With the bonded buttons an even line that was satin. Oh, I was 16 or 17 years old. I'd taken home economics. I don't know why, but I did. And they were teaching sewing, and that was the first thing I ever made was an apron in that class. Of course, the teacher didn't know that I'd been making panties for myself since I was 8, but that was neither here nor there. And I made most of my clothes during high school. But that suit, it was a work of art. By the time I thought anyway, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful material. It was like I don't even know, I can't even remember what, some kind of really soft woven material, like Jackie O's. Wasn't Jackie O then, it was Jackie Kennedy. But yes, I made her dress like that, and the bonded buttonholes, and oh yes. And you know, I do not have a picture of any of the clothes I ever made. Not one. I guess people didn't take pictures of me, you know, growing up. You know, I had some when I was young. You know, Mama took some pictures. But no, there's not any pictures of any of me in my prom dress or anything like that. It was just something we couldn't afford, you know. And it was really quite a task to get the material to make what I did make, you know. Of course, me and my sister, we worked at the church, and growing up, on top of it being our church, and that's how we made a little extra money that we helped Mama or helped ourselves. Oh, we helped ourselves. Anyway, it's I guess I'll get this thing started if I figure out where I want to start, because it won't take very long to make it. And also I need to talk to Barbara Ann, because she went to Branson, her daughter. And see, Barbara Ann's 82, I think this year, 83, 82, I think. And she very seldom gets out of her house either. And her daughter took her to Branson to see Daniel O'Donnell, the singer from Ireland. Yeah. And she doesn't want to go anywhere outside of her apartment if she can help it. But she said, I'm going to go and do this. This may be the last big thing I ever do, but I'm going to go see him. And I sure hope that he called her out of that audience and asked where she was. And she'd stand up and she says, here I am. Because a lot of times when he entertains, you know, he's up on stage and he'll come down from the stage and talk to people. And if you give him something, he'll kiss you, you know. So I told her, I said, I hope you're taking something so you give him something, kiss you. She says, I don't know, but I'm asked for the front row, so I'm anxious to hear from her. Of course, she's probably exhausted. That's why I haven't heard from her at all. But because she would have just now maybe getting recover from the trip. But she had planned, her daughter had planned to take her on a matinee, not a evening, because it's much easier for Barbara to see and to get around. But I'm so excited for her. So excited for her. Yeah, I need to call Miss Susie too and check to see what she's up to. I love untangling yarn. I can spend hours untangling yarn. Isn't that ridiculous? But it's what I do, especially if I'm talking. I'm a fidgeter. I never knew I was until I got older. Maybe I didn't have time to notice. Or maybe I didn't have time to fidget. Running kids here and there, working 2 or 3 jobs, you know, trying to get everything to work out, ends to meet. Oh. washing clothes. And I remember getting my first washing machine. Oh my gosh, I thought I had died and gone to heaven. And my mother-in-law had bought me a washing machine back in 60. Anyway, oh my gosh, I loved that washing machine. I loved that washing machine. And then about 2 years later, my mother-in-law bought me a sewing machine. Well, that was the icing on the cake. I was sewing, and I was already knitting and crocheting, you know, little baby clothes and stuff like that. And she bought me that sewing machine. I made little dresses for my daughter that matched every little sweater. It just had the best time. Isn't that funny? Never really sewed for myself during that time. I did make me a couple little hot skirts, you know, those little tiny skirts we wore all the time. But mainly I was in cutoffs and jeans. And my husband, who, you know, worked out of the house, or he's mainly fishing most of the time. That was his reason for living, is fishing. But we survived it. Everything went well, but it was happy times. I remember very happy times. You know, when you're folding clothes and your daughter jumps up in the chair next to you and start talking about something, you never know what comes out of their mouth. You know? I remember my daughter one time, she says, we were folding clothes and we were out on a porch where I had my washing machine. It was sort of chilly out there that day. But we were folding clothes, and she says, all of a sudden, she said, Mama, do you go to work tomorrow? I said, no, tomorrow I do not go to work. Tomorrow's my day off. And she says, Mama, do we all die and go away? I said, in our time, you never know when it will be. You'll probably be 100 years old, Crystal. And she says, so everybody dies, Mama? I said, well, as far as I know, yes, that's right. She says, but you don't work tomorrow, Mama? I said, no, but I will work Monday. And she says, oh, good, Mama. Well, I know you're not going to die on Monday. I think about that to this day. And I asked her, I asked her, I said, why would you think Monday I wouldn't die? She says, because you got to go to work, Mom. I had to go to work. That's what she thought my purpose in life was, going to work. And you can't die if you got to go to work. Oh, that child sometimes. I can't die. So as long as you're working, you live. I guess that's true. Oh, well, I'll leave you guys with that thought, parting thought. Work on something so you don't die today. Oh, my. Well, have a good day, and remember, God has you in the palm of His mighty hand. And pray for the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees, and for each other, because we're all in this huge earth together. See you tomorrow.